So example 1, let x represent the time it takes in seconds to download an image file from the internet. Suppose x is normal with a mean of 18 seconds and a standard deviation of 5 seconds. Part A, find probability of x is greater than 19. So to solve this question, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a diagram first. We're going to first draw a diagram. And when we're drawing the diagram, what we need to draw is basically a bell shape. We have a bell shape. And then we draw the mean. Your mean is 18, so that's why we draw the mean. And then this is x distributions. And then we draw what we're solving for in this question. In this question, we're looking for x is greater than 19, so that's why we have the 19 here. And we're looking for the probability of x is greater than 19. So probability of x is greater than 19 is basically the area to the right of 19, right? So probability is basically the area under the curve. And when we're looking for the probability of x is greater than 19, what we're looking for is the area to the right of 19. So the yellow shaded area here. So the yellow shaded area here is what we're looking for. That's the probability of x is greater than 19. That is our question mark. And that's the first step. The first step is understanding the diagram, drawing the diagram and then understanding it. Once we know that we're looking for the area to the right of 19, then what we need to know is that Excel only gives you the area to the left of 19. And what you need to know is that Excel only gives you the area to the left of a certain number. So that's why what we need to do is to find out, in order for us to find out the probability of x is greater than 19, what we need to do is we need to take 100%, and then we need to take 100%, we minus the probability to the left of 19. So we take 100%, 100% is the total area. So we take the total area, and then we minus the probability to the left of 19. If we do that, if we take 100%, we minus the probability to the left of 19, and that will give you the probability to the right of 19. That's the concept that you need to understand. 100% is the whole area, and for the whole area, we have two options. Either you're to the left of 19 or you're to the right of 19. So therefore, if we take the 100% and we minus the probability to the left of 19, that will leave us with the probability to the right of 19, and that's what we're solving for. The probability of x is greater than 19. Once we know that the probability of x is greater than 19 equals to 1 minus the probability of x is less than 19, what we need to do next is find out the probability of x to the left of 19. So probability of x is less than 19, we need to find that first. And what we're going to use is the formula that we learned before, equal norm.disk in Excel. And in the Excel formula, it will ask you for 3 variables. And in the formula, equal norm.disk, it will ask you for 4 variables. Your x, which is your 19. So x is less than 19, so this is your x. Second variable that you're looking for is 18. 18 is your mean. Third variable is your 5. 5 is your standard deviations. And then last one is true. True is your cumulative. And for continuous distribution, your cumulative is always going to be true. So therefore, you always put a true here for continuous distributions. So these are the 4 variables that you need to put in. The x variable, which is the x is less than 19. Second variable is 18. 18 is your mean. Third variable is your standard deviations. And the last one is your cumulative, where you put the true here because for continuous distributions, it's always going to be cumulative. So I'll show you how to do that in Excel really quickly. Equal norm.disk, open bracket. You'll see that it will ask you for 4 variables, x, mean, standard deviation, and cumulative. X is 19. What we're looking for is the probability to the left of 19, comma, mean is 18, and then ask you for standard deviation. Standard deviation is your 5, and comma, and then you ask you for the cumulative. Cumulative is always going to be true. The reason it's always going to be true is because this is continuous distribution, and for continuous distribution, we're including all the decimals. And then we close the bracket, we press enter, and we're going to get 0.579, and that's the probability of x to the left of 19. So the probability of x less than 19. So once we have calculated in Excel the probability of x to the left of 19, what we're going to do is we take 1 minus that probability, so 1 minus 0.579, and that will give you the probability of x is greater than 19, which is the 42% that we have calculated, and that's part A. So the concept that you need to understand for part A is that Excel only gives you the area or the probability to the left of a certain number. If you want to find out the probability of x is greater than a certain number, if you want to find out the probability to the right of x, what you need to do is you need to take 100% and then minus the probability to the left of that. And the reason why we need to do that is because of how Excel works. Excel only gives you the area to the left of a certain number. It doesn't give you the area to the right of a certain number. It only gives you the probability of x to the left of a certain number. So therefore, in order for us to find out the probability to the right of 19, what we need to do is we need to take 100% minus the probability to the left of 19. And the reason is simply just because of how Excel works. Excel only gives you the area to the left of a certain number. And that's what you need to know for part A.